How goes the family? Welcome back to Patterson L Properties. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. Before I get into today's subject matter, just wanted to remind everybody first, for those real estate investors, no matter where you are within the country, I'm dealing with expanding my reach with various different real estate investors, especially ones who like to do the fix and flip with distressed properties, people who own distressed properties, or people who are considered tired landlords. Definitely do not hesitate to contact Patterson L Properties. I'll be more than happy to work with you in your situation, because it's not just about us helping you sell your property and us getting a profit, but it is all about us helping you get rid of it or out of a tight situation. I'll leave it at that. All right. But anyways, after that, I had to go through the good old housekeeping rules. So today's subject matter, as you see behind me, we're talking about land. Land. One thing that we all know for sure is that when it comes to, down to land as a whole, they're not making any more of it. Might be making more houses, but they're not making more land. And in today's world, the idea of going out there, whether it's for yourself, your family, you know, buying vacant land is just one of those things that's in every family's best interest, everyone's best interest if they can, but definitely keeping it in the family name. One of the biggest reasons why this is becoming more and more popular, for obvious reasons, is because of the 2020 pandemic and people definitely getting back to being separate from society, getting back to nature, or they just want to build their dream home, dream retirement home, or homes. A lot of times families would buy lots of land and just, have like 20 to 30 acres of land and whatnot and have houses scattered out throughout the land and whatnot, or farms or commercial property, whatever have you. So everybody has their thing, and, whatever works for them works for them. That's my personal opinion on that one. You know what I mean? And then a lot of times people just utilize the land to make money off the resources that's on the land and do some farming, or, there might be some water resources, dirt. You just never know. There's a lot of things that one can do with land, especially if it's great land that you deal with. Now let's go over some of the cheapest land across the United States of America that you can actually purchase if you're interested. Obviously, after I'm done talking about it, you do your own homework, you look at your budget, you look at your plans, and you go forward from there. Lots of lands located within the West Texas areas of El Paso, Odessa, Lubbock, and so much more, are very great areas. Heck, you have even parts of West Texas that they're even giving away and whatnot. Also, the area that is quite, quiet and, has a lot of solitude, hunting opportunities, so much more. It's really not only the state of Texas, but it's the great state of Oklahoma, southwest region of the United States of America. These are places that one can actually find land for $500 per acre. Like I said, do your research, go from there. Now, I do not know about you, but I like the sound of being able to purchase acres of land for about, a couple acres of land for about $2,000. I think that's a reasonable price. As long as I can drive to it, hey, it's a win-win situation in my book. All right. Now, another great part of the United States to purchase vacant land is in the Midwest, specifically in the states of Minnesota and Wisconsin areas. A lot of open vacant land. I've been through these areas. You can drive for hours. I mean, heck, even in parts of Pennsylvania, you can drive for hours on end and just see nothing but land. And especially a lot of land that has been in people's families' generations upon end. You know what I mean? Heck, the Midwest has always been known for having, the geography of it all, having broad, wide open vacant land. The local county, and you have local county and state governments within those Midwestern states. You can talk about Ohio and, continues to keep going. Illinois, that are just begging to, for people to take a bite out of it. And, in some instances, they're just giving it away. It's so cheap, or just for $0, heck, even parts of Tennessee. Now heading back down to the good old South, like I said, states like Tennessee, Arkansas, West Virginia are actually considered the cheapest places to buy residential land within the United States of America. So remember that. If you're interested in buying some of the cheapest land in the United States of America, check out Tennessee, check out Arkansas, check out West Virginia. Do your research, family. States like, it's actually interesting because they're actually about 30 to 40% under the median price for land per acre. So, like I said, definitely check it out. Especially if you're in the phases of retiring and you just want to get away from it all. Hey, might be areas that you might be interested in living in for the rest of your days. Now, when it comes to purchasing the cheapest farmland in the country, the state of Louisiana, Arkansas falls on the radar. Now, certain areas within these states could use some maintenance, use a little love, little elbow grease, you know what I mean? But the bargains are good, and, they're up for grabs. So definitely take a look at it. The article stated that smaller farms may have a better chance in areas like Nebraska, where farmers are given tax credits and flexible lease options, as well as training and educational programs for new farmers. Now let's head over to the good old West Coast, which is, in my opinion, is the best coast. States like Oregon, in the North Bend area, and places like Washington State, obviously, area, and definitely have some decent affordable areas, especially if you go like 3 to 5 hours outside of Seattle. Actually, if you go 3 to 5 hours east of Seattle, Washington, you can find some decent areas of land where you can retire. And a lot of people who actually retire from working jobs in places like Seattle, they end up going to those smaller towns and whatnot, and buying some land and just getting away from it all, living a more simpler life and loving it. Nothing wrong with that. Obviously, there are people that do not want to purchase vacant land in the middle of nowhere, and I can understand that too. You have options of purchasing land in more populated areas, but still cheap. Not as cheap as the previous areas that I mentioned, but still cheap nonetheless. Areas such as Lexington, Kentucky, which one can purchase land for about $4,000 to $6,000 per acre. Like I said, a little bit more expensive, but hey, acre land is nothing to sneeze at. Also, other major cities such as Jacksonville, Florida, Buffalo, New York, and Chattanooga, Tennessee. So if you're interested in purchasing any specific vacant land, looking at these areas, and hey, they have what you want when it boils down to very excessively hot, very excessively cold, decent mild weather. You got all your great opportunities, and you go from there. So on that note, do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously do what you have to do. And all my real estate professionals, thank you for always reaching out. It's always greatly appreciated. Have a great day and continuously make money moves, family.